It's the drink that powers meetings, fuels deadlines, and sparks conversations across every culture and corner of the globe. But coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a story. A story of discovery, controversy, science, and revolution. From dancing goats in ancient Ethiopia to your brain firing on all cylinders, this is the fascinating journey of coffee. Our story begins in the 9th century, high in the misty hills of Ethiopia. A young goat herder named Kaldi noticed something strange. His goats were acting strange, jumping, bleating, dancing wildly after eating bright red berries from a particular bush. Curious, Kaldi tried the berries himself, and suddenly, he felt alive, energized, awake. Word of these magical beans spread from monastery to village, until monks began boiling them to stay alert during long evening prayers. Ethiopian coffee ceremonies are still an honored tradition, roasting beans fresh in front of guests, symbolizing hospitality and peace. By the 15th century, coffee found a spiritual and intellectual home in the Sufi monasteries of Yemen. There it was known as Qahwa, originally an Arabic word meaning invigorating drink. Sufi mystics used it to stay alert during hours of meditation and worship. Coffee spread like wildfire across the Islamic world. In Mecca, Cairo, and Istanbul, coffee houses called kahve popped up on every corner. But they weren't just cafes. They were places of debate, art, chess, storytelling, and sometimes dissent. Coffee was banned multiple times in history, in Mecca, Cairo, and even parts of Europe, for being too stimulating and encouraging radical thinking. In the 1600s, Venetian traders brought coffee to Europe. At first, the Catholic clergy condemned it as the bitter invention of Satan, but Pope Clement VIII tried a cup himself, and declared it so delicious that it should be baptized. Suddenly, coffee swept across Europe like wildfire. By 1652, England had its first coffee house. By 1700, London had over 500 of them. These places were more than drink stops. They were known as penny universities where a single coin bought you access to the sharpest minds of the day. So what's actually happening in your brain when you sip that hot cup of productivity? The star compound in coffee is caffeine, a natural stimulant that blocks adenosine, a neurotransmitter that signals your brain it's time to rest. When adenosine is blocked, your brain ramps up dopamine and norepinephrine, chemicals associated with alertness, mood, and mental clarity. But the effects depend on dose and genetics. For some, a single cup is enough. Others, 3 cups and still yawning. Here's the catch: caffeine tolerance builds fast. That afternoon crash? Well, it's not just low energy, it's actually withdrawal. Over time, your brain adjusts to the presence of caffeine by producing more adenosine receptors. Too much can lead to insomnia, anxiety, irritability, even heart palpitations. Experts recommend no more than 400 milligrams per day. That's about 3 to 4 standard cups. Oh, and don't forget to hydrate with water. Drink coffee mid-morning, not right after waking up. Let your natural cortisol spike do its job first. Today, coffee is the second most traded commodity on Earth, only behind oil. Over 2 billion cups are consumed every single day. Brazil, Vietnam, and Colombia are top exporters. Ethiopia still grows its prized heirloom varieties. Specialty coffee has exploded, from single-origin beans to pour-over rituals to latte art competitions. The average American drinks over 3 cups of coffee daily. Finland over 4. Fun fact, right? But the future of coffee isn't guaranteed. Rising global temperatures are threatening coffee crops. By 2050, over half of current growing regions could become unsuitable. Scientists are developing climate-resistant hybrids, and startups are even brewing lab-grown coffee without the bean. Meanwhile, tech innovations are personalizing your coffee routine. Smart mugs, AI brewers, even apps that track your caffeine metabolism. From mystical berries to mind-boosting elixirs, coffee's journey is a mirror of our own evolution. Curious, restless, creative. So the next time you take a sip, pause, and remember, you're drinking history, science, and story in one cup. If you enjoyed this brew of history and science, hit that like button, subscribe for more curious content, and share it with your fellow caffeine lovers. Subscribe to CurioCast.